What am I up to these days? Exactly this. Living. Giving my life more life. Being in the moment, being in the present, but like a true Aquarius, always keeping my eye on the future. Because it is the present moment that creates the future. The present is always communicating, always in communication with the future. Every choice, every decision, everything you do now is informing, informing the future. I'm in a way allowing myself to, well, not in a way, I am in all ways, in every way, allowing myself to live the life I've always wanted. And by that I mean living like a nomad. Which was when I first started House of Voodoo, that was my intention. I created House of Voodoo not just because I loved the work, I was passionate about the work. The work felt like purpose. What I was creating felt like purpose. What I was doing was incredibly fulfilling. But I also created it with the idea to live on my terms, to not be attached to anything, any place, anyone. And somehow that vision, that idea escaped me. I lost sight of why I started it all to begin with. The goal was build something, create something for yourself that it's yours, that you're proud of, that is of great benefit to others, that also allows you the freedom to live on your terms. When I first started, I would open the online store, because at the beginning House of Voodoo was just an online store. And it's back to that, just an online store, right? It's an online uh, botanica, uh, along with my services, which are uh, remote, which are virtual, right? And the idea, how I used to do my work at the beginning back then when I started was I would work for 3-4 months, and then I would close down. I would close down the online store for a month and spend that month traveling, whether it was road trips, whether it was flying around the states, whether it was visiting other countries. That was the intention and that was the idea. And I was able to operate like that and sustain that for almost 2 years. I lived that way. It was good times. I would work for, I think it was, I would open the online store and provide my products and my services for 3 to 4 months, then close down for a month to just do whatever I wanted. And then and then after that month, I would come back home and open the store again and get back to work. And then I moved to New Orleans. And things changed. I lost sight of that part of the vision, right? I lost sight of why I started this in the first place, for the freedom, for the movement, to give my life more life. You know, I've been working since I was 16, always working for someone else, always moving up rather quickly. Started just as a regular employee, supervisor, up to manager, up to corporate. And that, that was from 16 up until I said, all right, I know that this is not what I want to do. I know this isn't for me. I want to build, create for myself something that's mine. I no longer want to work towards someone else's dream. I want to work towards my own. And I want to do work that comes from me, create from me. And then I want this amazing work, this amazing body of work, to also provide me with the freedom to be, to move, to go, to explore. But I lost sight of that. Moved to New Orleans. House of Voodoo grew fast. And I wasn't prepared for that. I was not prepared for how fast House of Voodoo grew, how far of a reach it had. And so I was sucked into the work. And I'm not complaining. I loved it. Because I'm a work bee. I'm a working bee. I love When I love something, I become laser focused on whatever that is. And my whole world just becomes, my whole world becomes consumed by whatever this thing is that I'm so in love with, so passionate about. So I that's just me. And so I lost sight of the freedom, the movement, the exploration, and I stayed put to allow to focus on the growth of this beautiful body of work. I don't even want to call it a business because it didn't feel, to me personally, it never felt like a business. It felt like a body of work. It felt like an ever evolving uh, masterpiece, an ever evolving sculpture almost. Like it's just an ever evolving piece of art. Ever evolving, ever growing, ever transforming, ever growing. My God, did it grow, and it grew fast, and I was not ready for that. I didn't prepare. I thought it would all move gradually, slow and easy, and it didn't. It just like caught fire, and I got sucked in, and I sacrificed the freedom, the movement, the curiosity for the world, the exploration, I sacrificed that to support the growth of my beautiful body of work. And so now that I'm on this chapter, this point in my story where it feels like I have been brought, it feels like I have been brought back to do it again, right? It's not to start over because there isn't a starting over. It's to bring me back to, and it isn't bringing me back to the start, but bringing me back to my integrity, to my truth, to what I wanted from the beginning, which is the freedom, the freedom to move, to go, to explore, to discover, to live on my terms, to not be fixed in any given place, to not be fixed, to not be attached, to be able to grab my work and work from anywhere. I'm being brought back to the why I started this in the first place. And it feels really good. Really good. House of Hoodoo, the weaving of understanding, which I call the weaving in short, right? Let's all get used to that. It's like the weaving, the weaving, the weaving. the weaving. Um, it's now back to being a home-based small operation that allows me the freedom to live a bit like a nomad, right? To uh gives me the it just allows me to move, allows me to follow my inspiration, my curiosity, my to go wherever I want to go. I After so many years, right? It's been years. I finally feel like I'm living for me again. I gave so much of myself to my work, to what I created, to what I built, to the relationship I had, to the client, to the customer, and I forgot to give to me. I forgot about me. I got caught up with the business needs, the relationship needs, the customer, the client needs, everybody else's needs, supporting everyone, giving to everyone, giving to everything, and forgot to give to me. I forgot who I was before all of this. And now I am remembering who Jessyka is outside of my work, outside of being a mother, outside of being anything to anyone. Who am I? And what do I want? And I am reconnecting with that. And it's really good to be here.